like some of the first times I got on like planes to go DJ shows, I was like, this is fucking insane. Like a lot of people in my family didn't understand what was going on, and it was so epic. Just kind of snowballed into more opportunities in Toronto and then into like the States, and then I did a little bit in like Australia and South Korea. I had been doing it for about 4 years, and then I hated it. I hated going on tour, I hated partying, I hated having to DJ. Like everything on paper was fine. Like it was good. I was making a lot more money than I'm making now, but it was just like my heart was just not there. At the end of the day, maybe it was self-sabotage, or it was just like time for a change. I went to cooking school and I vowed to become a consumer and not a creator. I was so tired of like burning myself out, making like too much music just for like the machine. Yeah, I took a couple years off, and then with the cooking stuff, it kind of gave me like a routine again. And the job that I have is like, it's balanced. It's not like an intense, like super chef, like completely annihilated. This job like helps me like can be like a creative person, as well as, you know, like a functioning member of society, which I attempt to be. Fake it till you make it, though, right? I didn't make music for, I'd say about 5 years, and then it got to a point where I was like sick of not doing anything, and I guess I finally had that kind of like the itch, I guess you could say, came back, and I was like, I gotta do something about this. So I was like, you know what? I've always like really struggled with singing, so like what's the obvious thing to do is like, okay, my goal is like, I'm gonna be a singer. I'm gonna figure out how to make my voice not sound completely like shit that like people would be embarrassed around to hear. Check 1, 2. Oh shit, you're recording. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm totally. I thought you were gonna come back there. Sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll run it. Okay. Wait, you spot to stay the same. Just like me. But feel sick, anxiety, a breakdown, collapse. I can never read the same thing. The faces, they never change. I can't say the same, but sorry. You're like a terrible singer, but actually, I'm vulnerable. It's vulnerable right here. Shake up from the ground, never calm me down. Love like violence in the crowd. Here you go. Always in the back of my head, always is so much insecurity that I'm like not enough. Any vocal take that I'm going for, that like every time right before I get the thing in my head and it's like, you're not good enough, this is shit. You have all that baggage like collected of all those experiences and whatever, and it's like, oh, you're gonna drag yourself and, you know, write some stuff, and you know, it's kind of like, it's hard to capture the magic or be stoked. And most times, like, I don't feel like making music. I don't want to make music. And that's like the honest truth. But I know that it's good for me mentally, and I will reap the reward later. If if you like give a shred of a fuck more, that's like a foot in the door. And then you just gotta give one more shred of a fuck the next day. And the next day, and the next day, and before, you know, it's like, yeah, micro actions, they grow into something bigger. And there's some shit you'll be proud of. And that's how I try to do things with creativity. So I started this album that I'm working on, like basically like March, April 2020. It's been 2 years, but yeah, I'm sitting on like probably 12 songs about. So it's like, a lot of times people can be super like scared about creating, or it's like, it's gonna take too much time, or I'm gonna be like, it's too much for my brain to like wrap my head around like this like large project. And that's bullshit. I don't think I'd be working on an album if COVID hadn't happened, but it's allowed me to kind of piece by piece kind of get these building blocks of confidence and strategy to keep creating at the rate that I am currently. So when things go back to normal and I'm working longer hours and such, I still have the like tools to create the output that I want. The first time I heard certain records, like Green Day Insomniac, I just felt a certain way. It just made me feel energized. It felt excited. It gave me life. Visceral feelings. And that's what I got from it. So I'm always chasing that feeling of what I first felt. It's like a drug. You're chasing the first high. The end goal is not so much performative at this point, just because I've kind of been down that path and I've explored it, and I kind of think it's ultimately not up for me, just because I'm more of a homebody. That being said, I would love to just end up being like a producer, live in California, make records, and just like make magic. That would be the end goal. Your dad ever teach you how to shave? Did you ever shave when you didn't have hair? You're like, oh, this is so cool. Time to get beautiful. I was insecure, and I was an insecure person, and makeup like showed me a way for me to feel like sexy, if that makes any sense. And I kind of just like was like, oh cool, like I can do this too. So it kind of like just bolstered my confidence. It's a couple of strokes with some friggin' colors on your face, and it can lift your mood. It can, you know, super fun. Having like a dramatic look to go along with you know, musical accompaniment sometimes it's called for, sometimes it isn't, and in my case it's just, I think it looks pretty fucking cool. So oh yeah.
I'm doing kind of hair up for now.
That's cool. Babu. I don't know. a Karen. I'm like a Karen, but like it was like a rat Karen. You find in the dumpster. You're like, he's kind of cute. Like I see like pop punk bands and shit or whatever like forming in Toronto or whatever, but I just always kind of felt just like it's like I just don't belong. It's like an outsider kind of thing, and I don't know. I try to be friends with some bands and stuff. I just never fit in. Like I hold myself up in my own world and I create my own universe. And if people want to like listen to stuff or whatever, that's cool. But it's like at the end of the day, I just want to give myself shivers. That's it.